This is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.
Listen, all you New Yorkers. Taxi.
Okay, man, we're looking around.
This is the 77 WABC minicast. Breaking news.
And tonight on the Rita Cosby Show, President Trump says he's agreed to a double-sided ceasefire with Iran, just as it was the 11th hour, and he was set to obliterate that nation, hit all of the power plants, hit all of the bridges, saying that Pakistan presented this deal. He said, we've received a 10-point proposal from Iran and believe it's a workable basis on which to negotiate. It also entails that they must have complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz. And in return, he will suspend the attacks on Iran for 2 weeks just to see if they complete their promise. Also, Israel in the last hour or two, you guys, saying it's going to abide by this ceasefire agreed to by America, that it will follow America. And also, though, it will not include Hezbollah in Lebanon, because apparently in the last little bit, Israel has been getting hit by Iranian missiles. So let's see how long this lasts. Let's see if this is legitimate. There are so many questions tonight, that is for sure. And meantime, we're also still hearing from the Democrats. So all they can say is, oh, we got to impeach Trump. This is terrible. And Chris Murphy of Connecticut says he doesn't like what Trump is even agreeing to. So Trump can't do anything right. He can't go after the terrorist regime, or he can't even try to negotiate peace with them. Damn if you do, damn if you don't, when it comes to the Democrats who just have Trump derangement syndrome. Listen to Chris Murphy, Democrat of Connecticut.
I mean, listen, who knows what's going on? Donald Trump lies every single day. Clearly, he's not telling the truth. But if you accept even part of the Iranian statement, Donald Trump has agreed to give Iran control of the Strait of Hormuz. That is extraordinary. If you go deeper into the statement from the Iranian National Security Council, they claim that Trump has also agreed to Iran's right to enrichment, to suspend all sanctions against Iran, and to allow Iran to keep their missile program, their drone program, and their nuclear program. Now, who knows if any of that is true, but if at the very least this agreement gives Iran the right to control the strait, that is cataclysmic for the world. And it is just stunning that that's where we have gotten to, that Donald Trump took a military action that has apparently, at least for the time being, given Iran control over a critical waterway that they did not have control over before the war began. So it just doesn't sound like there's actually an agreement, because what Trump is saying is totally different than what the Iranians are saying. But if Iran has the strait permanently now, what an error, what a miscalculation this entire endeavor was.
So they don't even want to see peace by Trump. Nothing he can do. And it's unclear that he would ever give control of it to the Iranians. He just wants them to relinquish control now to open it. So what do you make of his comments? There are some people, I was watching General Jack Keane tonight. He's skeptical over taking the pressure off Iran. He thinks the pressure should remain on him, which is very different than what Chris Murphy's saying. But here is Senator Richard Blumenthal, because he is blasting Trump's plan to hit the power plants and the bridges. Listen to this.
What does it tell you, and this is about kind of going forward, that this this happened, that the Iranians still have the capability to shoot down U.S. aircraft, even as the president is saying that the U.S. and Israel have obliterated this Iranian capability?
Here's what I think the stark hard truth is. that the Iranians still have the capacity to attack our aircraft, despite the claim and the boasting that we have total superiority and control of the airspace. They still have drones and missiles. We have not destroyed completely their capacity. And the really hard truth is that bombing alone can't accomplish any of President Trump's objectives here, whether it's regime change or controlling the enriched uranium or giving the Iranian people a chance at changing their regime. But what it also tells me is that we are on the precipice, potentially, of a catastrophic invasion, a operation to put troops on the ground, because none of these objectives can be accomplished by bombing alone. And that's been my fear that I've expressed repeatedly, based on the classified briefings that I've received as to what our tactics have been and could be, as well as the fact that the president has dragged us into a war that the American people don't want, without a strategy, and at tremendous economic cost, but now mounting casualties among civilians as well as our own military.
Senator,
365 wounded.
I mean, what is he talking about? And now that President Trump has, in his words, the conflict's come close to a resolution, you would think they'd all be applauding and cheering. But yet they're still going back to, well, a president goes in with bombs, if he does this, if he does that, what are you supposed to do? I guess they just wanted everything status quo, and then they would have criticized him for having it be status quo. And then this is also shocking, because this came before the decision came down tonight. But Congressman Jason Crow, he was part of the Seditious Six. Remember that group that came out and was asking the military to defy orders? If president gives you an illegal order, you can turn it down. Remember a couple months ago? Well, he's reemerged, Democrat from Colorado, and he was on CNN, and he was telling the military that if the president asks you to bomb tonight, you have an obligation not to follow him. I mean, this is shocking. Listen to this.
You, of course, Congress has been briefed to a certain extent on the state of the war. Right now, the president is threatening that a whole civilization will die tonight. Do you think the president's going to follow through on that?
This is Roger Stone for American Sovereign Bullion. Since 2020, the U.S. dollar has lost over 20% of its purchasing power. Meanwhile, gold continues to rise. Call 844-272-2428 or go to asbgold.com now to get your free gold and silver guide and learn how to protect your wealth with physical gold and silver delivered to your door or held in a gold IRA today. So go to asbgold.com now. Don't wait for the markets to drop. That's asbgold.com.